Life's events can be draining sometimes because this journey of life has its ups and downs. It's never just a smooth sailing. You know that some days you're going to be happy, you're going to be laughing, you're going to be joyful, and some days you're just going to be experiencing a different or the opposite in it. Hello and welcome to my channel. In this channel, we discuss things that help us grow, elevate, and build the life we know we're destined for. I always say, if you feel that's you, then please subscribe and hop in into the beginning of the most exciting and amazing journey to your elevated self. I have made a video where I was talking about the seasons of life. I feel this is one of the most important things to understand in life as a human being because just like plants, just like any other nature, we will experience the seasons of life. There is going to be spring, there is going to be autumn, winter, summer. So it's very important to understand these seasons so that you can sit yourself down and examine yourself, not just when things are going bad, but even when things are just going good. So without any further ado, let's get on to the first season.
Now, as you will notice that the beginning of the video, the setting is not the same. Well, I found out when I was done and editing, I don't know what happened, technology and its thing. My clip was cut and I just don't know what happened. And so I had to re-record, redo this thing. And so, just like I said, it is very important that we understand the seasons of life, because like it or not, we are going to go through these seasons. There is going to be a time where we are in our springtime, meaning that we are entering into the fertile soil in the field and we are trying to plant a seed that could be enrolling for a cause, a certain cause. It could be changing jobs, companies, or even changing careers. It could be finally starting or putting that business idea into work and see where it's going to take you. So you are entering the fertile seeds, the fertile soil with a seed. You are carrying a seed. This is something that you are planting, and without knowing that this is actually a seed and what goes through, or what is the process for the seed to grow into a tree and give you fruits, you will often find yourself digging up the seed to check if it's germinating. When your seed is not matured enough, you want it to bear you fruit. So it's very important that you understand that, okay, this is my springtime, this is me starting this, the whole thing is still new, and I just need to make sure that I am prepared mentally for whatever it is that I want to do, that I want to start, for the change that I'm hoping for, that I'm working towards. And we know seasons do not overstay their due course. It will take its course, and when the time is over, it will move away. Now, summer has set in. Summer, we all know, if you've lived in the rural areas or just like me, you are somebody who is familiar with the farm life, farming and everything, you know that in summer it rains. And because it rains, there are weeds starts taking over the garden or the field where you've planted, even if you haven't planted anything, but trees grow, grass grows. So it's just that season. And because you've planted your seed, now you have to stand guard of your seed. You need to protect it against weeds, you need to protect it against bugs. Bugs are going to try and destroy your seed before it even comes off the ground. So you need to make sure that you're putting something to protect it. And sometimes your seed may come out and you may start seeing the plant. You can see that your idea is growing, but there are going to be bugs and weeds trying to destroy your plant before it can mature enough to start bearing fruit. These bugs and weeds come in a form of self-doubt, doubting your choices, second guessing your decisions, asking yourself, questioning yourself if this is even the right thing to do, because the going is going to get tough. For everything that you want, I don't know if it's God or if it's the universe that is going to test you. It's going to test you how bad you want this thing that you say you want. Okay, so you need to stand guard. You need to be aware of your thoughts. You're going to start having these negative thoughts trying to take over your mind and trying to talk you off on whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? So it's very important that you are somebody who's going to be aware and conscious when self-doubt. Sometimes it's not going to be just you, even people from the outside, they're going to be asking you. They're not seeing any progress, right? They're not seeing anything, no change, see you stagnant, and they're going to start asking you questions. They're going to start criticizing you, laughing at you, judging you. Who do you think you are? Where do you think this was gonna end up? How do you think this was gonna go? And all those things are weeds and bugs that you need to make sure that you stand guard of your seed, you protect your seed, you nurture your seed, you keep going even when the road seems uncertain, even when you don't see how this whole thing is going to work out in the end, because in the end it's going to work out. That's for sure. It's going to work out. For as long as you are protecting and you are nurturing your seed, the fall is going to come and you're going to start reaping. Summer is gone, you've nurtured your plant, you stand guard of your plant and you protected your seed. The fall in your life is when whatever it is that you've been building, that you've been working towards, starts bearing fruit. Now it's harvest time. It means now, if you really took care of your seed, if you've nurtured your seed, you are now reaping what you've sown, right? And I just want you to remember this: irrespective of how hard you work, there's this thing, that bad thing will happen. You know, a farmer will plant, take care of the seed until it comes off the ground, and do everything that they can to make sure that they've protected it. Like, you can see that the plant is so beautiful, it's starting to bear fruit, and then one day nature just decides that it's going to be a heavy storm and it washes away everything. You haven't done anything wrong. You did all that you were supposed to do, but it just happened. Bad things are going to happen no matter how hard you have tried. You also need to make room for that. You need to understand that sometimes you're not going to do anything wrong, but things are just going to go wrong. Okay, but if you are somebody who hasn't worked hard enough, who didn't, when others were entering the fields with their seed, you went, then it's going to show in the fall, because people are going to start reaping and you will reap nothing. You can't reap, you can't go to the field and say, I want to harvest. The nature is going to look at you and be like, harvest what? You haven't given us a seed, so what do you want to sow? What do you want to harvest at this point?
Now it is winter. Winter is a time to rest, right? Whether you've reaped or you've harvested your satisfaction, it means that you have to rest. Even if you didn't harvest to your satisfaction, you still need to rest. Winter signifies a period of resting, reflecting. Okay, let me sit myself down. It didn't go as I've planned. Why? Where did I go wrong? What could I have done better? What is it that I started doing that I wasn't supposed to do? What is it that I stopped doing but I needed to do? And it has led me to where I am right now. So you are busy reflecting, you're asking yourself all these questions. But while you're asking yourself these questions, it's so important to be true to yourself, to be honest with yourself. Don't be harsh, but be honest. There's a difference between being harsh and being honest with yourself. Being honest is admitting your flaws and owning your mistakes and owning where you did right. But when you're harsh, it's when you are beating yourself down for something that has already happened and that you cannot change. So you're being harsh to yourself. There's a difference. Winters are cold, and the form of coldness could be losing a loved one, losing a job, your plan not working out as you have hoped, maybe failing certain modules. But it is time for you to reflect, because spring is coming and you need to be ready. Spring is going to come again. You're going to have to enter the fertile fields with a seed. So you need to be preparing your seed as well, which is why it's important that you reflect so that you come up with a better strategy, or you pivot a bit, because maybe the previous plan didn't work. Maybe the previous plan wasn't the best one. So there's this saying that if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. The goal is to make it. The goal is to build something. You're not going to stop building, but you're going to change the way you are building. You're going to change a way in which you are tackling whatever it is that you're doing. You know exactly what you want to do. You know exactly what it is that you need to do in order to be where you want to go. Understanding the seasons of life will help you navigate each season and each transitioning, because there is a transition in between these seasons, and you need to understand exactly what those transitions are and how you as a human being are going to transition from one season to the other. We are all striving to grow, we're all striving to become better, but in us striving to grow and becoming better, we are going to go through, there is going to be some sort of transitioning, and it's not going to be easy. And so yeah, this was me talking from the heart. I don't know who needed to hear this, but I hope that it's going to land in your heart and in your mind, and it's going to find its space, its place, and you are just going to be able to understand the season that you are in. You're going to sit yourself down and you're going to examine and you're going to understand exactly where you are so that you know exactly what it is that you need to do. If you resonated with this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody who may find this information useful, and also don't forget to subscribe. Just subscribe. We are trying, just like I said, hopping into the beginning of the most exciting and amazing journey to your elevated self. We are all trying to elevate, and I hope to see you on the next one.